At 76, Robert Plant remains one of the most revered figures in rock music, thanks to his iconic work with Led Zeppelin and his enduring influence on the genre. His powerful voice and charismatic stage presence catapulted him to legendary status, and his contributions to rock history are undeniable. However, in recent years, the once larger than life persona of the man known for belting out Stairway to Heaven and Whole Lotta Love seems to have faded into something more subdued, and to some even sad. While Plant continues to enjoy a successful music career, his lifestyle today paints a far different picture than the wild, freewheeling days of Led Zeppelin's heyday. The life that Robert Plant leads now is marked by a sense of quiet retreat from the chaos of celebrity. Whereas his younger self reveled in the excesses of fame, rumored romances, countless tours, and legendary rock star antics, his current life is one of solitude and reflection. After the tragic death of his son, Carrick Plant, in 1977, followed by the eventual disbanding of Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant's life was forever altered. While he continued to create music, it's clear that the loss of his son and the tumultuous end of his band left deep emotional scars. Unlike the carefree rock star persona he once projected, Plant now leads a much quieter existence. Far removed from the fame and frenzy that once surrounded him, Plant's decision to step away from the limelight, at least in terms of public appearances, has become more pronounced as he ages. While he still tours and occasionally performs, the volume and intensity of his public engagements have significantly dwindled. Reports from close friends and those who have worked with him in recent years suggest that Plant prefers to spend his time in relative seclusion, often retreating to his home in Worcestershire, a rural part of England, where he enjoys the peace and solitude of nature. In interviews, he has often spoken about his desire to escape the noise of the world, with his home being a sanctuary where he can relax, write, and reflect. This shift in lifestyle, however, has led some fans to feel that the man who once stood at the helm of one of the greatest rock bands in history is now a shadow of his former self. Plant's musical output in recent years, while still thoughtful and soulful, has become less bold, less adventurous. His collaborations with other artists, such as his work with Alison Krauss on Raising Sand, have been met with critical acclaim, but they show a side of Plant that is quieter, more introspective. The wild energy that once defined him has been replaced by a contemplative spirit, more interested in artistic exploration than in creating the raucous rock anthems of his youth. For those who once idolized him as the embodiment of rockin' roll freedom, there is an undeniable sadness in seeing Plant's retreat from the public eye. The very same man who once said he'd never grow old, and who defied expectations with his fearless performances, now seems to embrace a more subdued, almost melancholic way of life. It's as if the years of heartache, loss, and the inevitable wear and tear of living in the spotlight have caught up with him. The truth is that Robert Plant, at 76, is no longer the wild, untamable figure who once ruled the stage. Instead, he is a man seeking peace, solace, and a sense of closure that was never truly attainable during the rock star years of his life. Though Plant still enjoys a respectable career, the days of living on the edge have long passed. His stage performances are now calmer, more intimate affairs, as he gravitates towards acoustic settings and smaller venues. Even his once famous energetic stage presence is more measured, leaving fans with a bittersweet sense that Plant is no longer the exuberant, free-spirited rock god they once knew. The passion and intensity that were hallmarks of his performances in the 70s and 80s have mellowed with age, and while his voice still holds the raw power it once did, it's clear that the man behind the microphone is far more reflective than he ever was in his heyday. The sadness surrounding Robert Plant's current life is not just about his retreat from fame, but the inevitability of aging and the personal losses that have shaped him over the decades. What was once a life of wild abandon has turned into a quiet, solitary existence, one where music is still central, but the chaos and external recognition have faded. As fans look back at his glory years, it's hard not to feel a pang of sadness. For a man who once had the world at his feet, but now seems to walk a path of quiet solitude, forever marked by the losses and the legacy he helped build.